And because they respect me because of my reputation, that's okay, Miss. First of all, they know that I will call the police. I am not scared of nobody but God. So they'll say, I'm telling you, you better move because Miss Bertha crazy. She will call the police on you. I sure will. And stand there until they come and point you out. Because I'm not scared of you.
That's right.
And that is the problem. Where is the courage, y'all?
Right, right.
And I totally agree with you, Zaki. These children, these young black men who are out of control, young black women who are out of control, they need us, they waiting for us to say something.
Right.
Just tell them, pull your pants up.
Right.
I'm hollering at the women. Boy, will you pull your pants up? I walk on the street. Miss Bertha, will you give me a job? Look at a guy that whenever any of us have called for a fight.
Oh yeah.
You gotta be a principal though. One thing about me, he ain't following nobody that ain't about nothing. He'll tell my Bertha, I don't work with them folks, don't ask me to go there with you. That ain't right. That's okay with you. But you gotta be right. He'll be with you. So there has not been a time when I've called Richard and I look behind me and he got my back. He right behind me. Okay? Saying the same thing. So it's an honor. It is an honor to support this man. And we need people. That's the problem. We keep sending these hungry dogs to the meat house. Right. And then we wonder when we go to the meat house why it ain't no meat.
Come on.
You send a hungry dog to the meat house, he go eat the meat. Because he's a hungry dog.
That's right.
We have got to get folks of character.
That's right.
Folks of courage. Folks of vision.
Right.
To send to Jeff City.
Right.
To represent us, and that's Richard Dockett.
I want to call on none other than the Academy Inc., the Reverend Clayton. He Clayton Goodman. And I wanted to tell the church that he's involved with, and that he took on the destiny for us, and he won. He won the lawsuit. And the one thing about it will tell you is that you have to have someone that's in your corner. That's right. Clayton Goodman, he's the finest attorney in the world today, that I know. And I want him to share with us some of the things that he shared with us over the Brian Hayes program this morning. And we did a rebroadcast of it. He's been with us through thick and thin. And so he is the attorney of the MOTF Academy, Lee Clayton Goodman.
Good evening. It's just an honor to be here. Definitely find myself in support of somebody who's been supporting me when I could not even fight for myself and fight for me. I first met him some 20 plus years ago when I was a student at Howard Law School. He was at an NBUF convention in Washington, D.C. And I saw him rushing around and I said, this brother looked familiar. And I said, aren't you from St. Louis? I said, you running around St. Louis. What you running around D.C. for? And he said, I'm up here for an NBUF convention. And from there, it's just been a relationship of one that someone I always kind of looked up to and admired and respected. And you know, whenever he asks me to do anything, I always do because I know it's a noble cause. And just happy to be here tonight in support of his candidacy and willing to lend my gifts and my talents, anything that God has blessed me with to make this thing happen. As he mentioned, now I pastor a church. I pastor Imani African Methodist Episcopal Church, AAB Church started, and we've been involved with MOTF Academy from its inception when the state would not give it a charter, and some of the state some 5-6 years ago. But that's old news now. The new news is that the school is moving forward. We have to be a part of it, and we're happy to be here in support of Brother Dockett.
Who is black, none other than John State. He's a strong black man, he's a brother, and I love him. And it's John State. He's some working remarks for us.
I like to go back to, it's time to stop hating. It's all about it. I am a proud Republican, and I have to admit that the Republican Party has not done anything for black folks. But I think that do. But I think that there is some future and some hope, because I think that we should be about issues, education, and I don't care what party that person is. If he cannot support our children, I don't think that we should give him vote. That's right. It's all about our future. And until we can take off the windows and stop hating people for one political belief or another. I'm here as a Republican but I'm supporting the Democrat. I'm proud to support Richard Dockett, because Richard Dockett supports our children. He has a history, and it would be insane for me as a black man to support somebody else that don't support my children.
That's right.
Well, one of the things I'm talking about children is that everybody should support our children, whether they're doing wrong or good. That we should be able to talk to our children and not be afraid of our children. For us who have good kids, and we say that, hey, it's not about me. You know, my kid is on honor roll. They are doing what they supposed to be doing, but 34% of the teenage violence and death in America is committed on 34% of good kids. So your kids can be doing all right, and you don't think that you have to be part of that you're not part of the problem. But the 66% of the other kids is going to kill 35% of our good kids. So we're all in this fight together.
That's right.
And so I'm just here to support Richard and hope, and I know he's going to win.
That's right.
So that he can go and he can help us.
That's right.
And that's it.
Thank you, God. Let me call on Hostin Black. Hostin is back.
Hostin is back.
Abby Thompson, Carter, and all of those, and Betty Thompson, and they're all for the group to work with Tony Thompson. But they were kind of, this school district was trying to undermine the difference, and they wanted to put it in a special class. Now Tony has 6 degrees. 6 degrees there, and he's the owner, and he's one of the top 10 project managers in the whole of the nation. And he has got 35% of the work at Warwick Jordan. And it was called Daniel Boone when he was a student. And now he is the master architect of that. When he completes Warwick Jordan, then he will be building Pershing. So I want to call on Hostin Black. The Hostin Black was back.
Well, it's a proud moment to stand here and to endorse Richard as a candidate for the primary for the legislative representative. You know, it's been a long time, and the gentleman just spoke. I have to reiterate what he said, because 40 years ago, I made the same speech, not to the African American people, but to the Caucasian school board and to the Caucasian district. And I said, there's one thing about the young blacks. And this is 40 years ago, so you know how old we are. 40 years ago, I said, these kids are not invisible. They're not going to disappear. If we don't structure our educational system to give them the best that we can, they're going to drop in on us. And here we are 40 years later, and they're dropping in on us, but in a way that we can't deal with. But these kids, they had an opportunity. U City has an opportunity to make sure that our kids who have exceptional ability get a chance to use them.